Fantasy football has its ups. It has its downs. I believe the winning formula in fantasy football is 45% how well you draft, 35% in-season management, which includes ads, drops, trades, start, sit, and 20% luck. I'm here to help you out on that in-season management part. These are my Week 6 waiver wire pickups for fantasy football. What's going on, fantasy football fans? I'm your host, Hussein the Brain, and you're watching The Couch. This name that appears right here with the ghost icon, some people didn't know, that's my Snapchat. You can add me on there. Also, I will be having a special Couch Fam giveaway / fantasy football contest coming up real soon. You don't want to miss up on that. I'm going to be giving away some really good prizes, so make sure you're subscribed to this YouTube channel and hit that bell icon so you won't miss it. Now on to the waivers. There are 4 teams on bye. The bye weeks are getting more and more potent. The 4 teams on bye for week 6 are the Bills, the Bears, the Colts, and the Raiders. For quarterbacks and for pretty much all the positions, I have a lot of quantity, not too much quality, unfortunately, but still be grateful that there are some decent waiver wire pickups. And even if you're in a deep league, or you don't have a high waiver priority, or you don't have too much FAB left, free agent acquisition budget, like me, because I spent it all on Wayne Gallman in most leagues, don't worry, there's still some ads. There'll still be some free agency ads that will help your team temporarily this week and for the long term. For quarterbacks, Gardner Minshew rises to the top, and there's not a big difference between a lot of these, but Stafford doesn't really have a good matchup against the Packers. Kirk Cousins, good matchup against the Eagles, but could be a low-scoring game, and how much do we trust Kirk Cousins? Yeah, they did well against the Giants, but that was kind of expected. We were still a little bit scared. Will they crumble, or what will happen with this team camaraderie? But it was the Giants. Let's see how they'll do against the Eagles. So good upside with Cousins, not a high floor though necessarily. And Jimmy Garoppolo, well, I mean, he is on an undefeated team. He's doing okay. If he doesn't turn the ball over, this could be a high-scoring game. But Gardner Minshew is the real deal regardless of the matchup. He's still doing some things. He's got DJ Chark as a breakout receiver this year. Who would have thought that would have happened? And he's got a couple other weapons too, and seems like everyone's a fan of the mustache. Sam Darnold has gotten over his mono and is cleared to play this week. He plays against the Cowboys. Might be a little bit rusty since he hasn't played football in a while. Let's see how he'll do. Kyle Allen has a good matchup. Cam has been seen out of the walking boot, but has been ruled out for week 6. Even though Kyle Allen has a good matchup, temper expectations, he's not to be trusted. Then again, this could be a shootout. Like, we don't know. It's Kyle Allen. He might be I wouldn't be surprised if he put up 2.64 fantasy points. I wouldn't be surprised if he put up like 26 fantasy points. I really don't know. What I do know is the Bucs will try to stop C-Mac, but probably won't. Then we have Teddy Bridgewater, who had a great Week 5 performance. He's going up against the Jags. Andy Dalton, not to be trusted against the Ravens. We're getting into super deep league territory here, dual quarterback league territory here. Marcus Mariota going against the Broncos. That's not that good. I even have Josh Rosen here going against the Washingtons. Will the Dolphins get their first win? Possibly. Washington really sucks. Joe Flacco going against the Titans. Colt McCoy or Case Keenum, whoever's starting, going against the Dolphins. And then Mason Rudolph had a concussion. He was released from the hospital, so he went back home. I just don't think with that type of hit he took that he'll play, but I'm purely speculating. Regardless, Devlin Hodges is probably going to start week 6, and that's probably not a good look for Steelers. For running backs, we do have some quality here. Chase Edmonds, I have number 1. Just the off chance that David Johnson doesn't play. Look, there's a 5% chance or 10% chance David Johnson doesn't play week 6 because his back tightened up during the last game they played against the Bengals. Who knows? Regardless, I've been preaching that Chase Edmonds is a great handcuff, and so I own him in 1 or 2 leagues, and I actually just picked him up as a flyer. I have IR spots in most of my leagues, so once I was able to put a guy like Saquon in the IR spot, boom, I just added Chase Edmonds, and that's a new strategy I am utilizing this year. I did it with Wayne Gallman in the Throne League as well. If you have a free roster spot, so if you're in a league with a deep bench, not a league with 5 bench spots or less, but if you're in a league with 7, 8, 9 bench spots, including IR, just go add the best handcuff that's available off free agency. I added Rock Armstead in a 14-team league. I was like, hey, might as well pick up Rock Armstead or Chase Edmonds, Wayne Gallman, if Tony Pollard's available. Like, it's worth adding, and then you can always drop them again and go back to doing that same cycle. You got a free bench spot, go ahead and add the top handcuff. Devin Singletary, he is on bye, but he should be fully recovered from that hamstring injury, especially with this bye week here. He'll be ready to go. He is a must add in almost every league. If you're in an 8-team league, you need to win this week. Like, you don't need Devin Singletary. But if you're in a deep league and he's available, like even a 10-team league, go at him. He's a great stash. He's a very talented running back. Remember, Shady McCoy's no longer in Buffalo. Ito Smith has been pretty efficient, well, compared to being on the Falcons. Devontae Freeman is still the man, but Ito Smith is right behind him. He's doing okay and has a plus matchup against the Cardinals. Matter of fact, you can even rank Ito Smith number 1 running back to add off waivers if you need a win this week, because if David Johnson plays, Chase Edmonds doesn't have any value. Devin Singletary is technically a stash because of the bye week, but Ito Smith right now plays the Cardinals week 6. Kenyon Drake going against Washington. Like I was saying, the Dolphins could actually win this game. Ronald Jones needs to be added in just about every league. Alexander Mattison is such a good handcuff. I try to own him in every league. I preach it every week. Go get Alexander Mattison. He's such a good handcuff. If Dalvin Cook goes down, Mattison, RB1. Look, Mattison might be, what do you guys think, 40% as talented as Dalvin Cook? Maybe 60%, maybe 50%, maybe 30%, whatever you think. Okay, it's probably the same thing with Wayne Gallman, right? How good is Wayne Gallman compared to Saquon Barkley? Maybe a third as good as Saquon, but didn't matter, right? When Saquon went down, Gallman absolutely beasted, got 2 touchdowns that game in week 4. Then we have Latavius Murray, who people are really down on. People thought, oh, he'll be good. He has a high floor, but they were all wrong. Okay, look, he faces the Jags, he faces the Bears, and that's probably going to be with Bridgewater. But after that, Drew Brees is coming back, and look at these sweet matchups, guys. Arizona, Falcons, Bucks, Panthers, Falcons. So if you have the bench space, consider picking up Latavius. John Hilliman, you are back, and I guess John Hilliman could be ranked number 1, really. Number 1, number 2, number 3. How much do we trust him, though? This is just bad for the Giants in a Thursday night football game where the Patriots should absolutely obliterate the Giants. And I think this game would be somewhat competitive if the Giants were healthy. But here it is. Sterling Shepard is out. Gallman is out. Evan Ingram is out. Saquon Barkley probably won't play. Please don't rush him back. Look, I have Saquon Barkley. Don't rush him back week 6. Let him fully heal. Don't let him be in this slaughter. Wave the white flag, Giants, please. And move on to week 7. I want my Saquon Barkley to be super healthy, ready to go week 7. But yeah, John Hilliman, a great 1-week rental if you're desperate. Then Jalen Samuels had his knee scoped and will miss at least 1 month, so Benny Snell is worth an add. Do you want to start him? Probably not. Peyton Barber, this is almost a 50-50 split between whatever. I'm going to stop analyzing these Bucks running backs. I don't know what's going on, all right? All I know is that I'm recommending you Ronald Jones over Peyton Barber. That's for sure. Other than that, I don't know what's going on. It's more of a passing team. I like Chris Godwin a lot. You guys know I drafted him in every league I possibly could. Mike Evans should bounce back, and that's really it. It's Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Jameis Winston. Well, sometimes it's just Chris Godwin. Nonetheless, it's a passing offense. Then in non-PPR deep leagues, you have Gus Edwards, who I just put on here. He's ranked. He's the last running back I have to add. Wide receivers, D.D. Westbrook has been getting dropped because owners have just been disappointed. It's more of an emotional thing because Didi hasn't been absolute trash. But he's never put up any big points this year. And DJ Chark has been getting all the glamour. And I think Westbrook owners are just a little bit jelly of DJ Chark. And so he might have been dropped. But the facts remain that Dede Westbrook's getting a lot of targets. He'll be seeing some favorable matchups as far as which cornerbacks are covering him, because now teams are going to be focused more on DJ Chark. And we also went over Minshew is the real deal. Now, the Jets situation, I'll just cover all three really quick. It's going to be a mess. All right, so I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I do have Crowder ranked high, but he could be just as good as anyone else really on this list, because okay, Crowder, he's the guy who'll get 20,000 targets when Darnold comes back, but we don't know if that's the case. It might be the case. We have Robbie Anderson, the deep threat here. We have Demaryius Thomas, who's actually coming back from injury and getting some targets. So it's just a big question mark. We also have Chris Herndon coming back. I'll be talking about him shortly, of course. Then we have Golden Tate with nobody healthy on the Giants. Golden Tate just becomes a waiver ad by default. He was probably already added in your league last week or even drafted and never was available for you to add. Here's one I'm a little excited about. One that I ranked very high, but could be ranked higher because of all these boring names and uncertainty at wide receiver, and that seems to be the theme right now at this position. For this video, Duke Williams has an unknown factor. He could be the wide receiver one for the Bills. He could be a starter every week for your fantasy team, and that's what we like. We like upside. Take a chance. Go add Duke Williams. The good thing is, you probably don't need to spend that much FAB. You probably don't need to spend your high waiver claim. You may be able to get him off free agency. Just depends what kind of league you're in, because some leagues have those guys, some owners that just really love those underdogs. They love those undrafted free agents, those rookies, those sexy names, those underdogs like Duke Williams. And some leagues they do a lot of research and know who Duke Williams is. And then you have some leagues that are pretty casual and only stick to names that they've known produced in 2015, like Julio Jones or something. We got Robbie Anderson, Dante Johnson, Preston Williams, Devontae Parker, Auden Tate, Mohamed Sanu's been getting a little bit better. Good matchup against the Cardinals. Will the Cardinals triple team Julio? I don't think they will. I think Julio will beast. We'll see what's up. New weekly ranking videos, guys, by the way, every Thursday afternoon before Thursday Night Football kicks off. And Demaryius Thomas, and we're in super deep league territory here. Let's see what happens with Traquan Smith. He's back. I don't know. He might be out. Who knows? Drew Brees is coming back, though. And then we have Ted Ginn Jr. right here. Darius Slayton, good 1 week rental with Sterling Shepard out. Jacoby Myers, Philip Dorsett might be out for a while. I don't know. Keyshawn Johnson of the Cardinals. Brian Pringle. Taylor Gabriel, who's on bye. And keep in mind, he did suffer a concussion. Hopefully, he'll be healthy, ready to go by week 7. Josh Reynolds of Brandon Cooks is out, and some guy named Steven Sims, who scored a rushing touchdown against the Patriots last week. I haven't been able to get much information about TJ Hawkinson, but somebody tweeted me that his shoulder is okay. He's still in concussion protocol, so just keep tabs on him. My guess is he will suit up and play week 6. He has been dropped because of the injury. Kind of looked worse, the spill he took when he tried to jump, and also he's been on a bye week. Then we have Chris Herndon, another huge question mark. We don't know if he'll be active. And I'm saying that because, look, I expect him to be a tight end 1. I expect him to be active. I actually expect him to do well his very first week back from that suspension. But there's a question mark, right? I even ranked Ben Watson last week. I thought, hey, man, there's a good chance he'll do good. And Ben Watson might not even play. He might have to retire or whatever. Who knows? But with Chris Herndon, I really do expect him to be a tight end 1. His ceiling is to be a top 7 tight end. I do expect him to be active. And regardless of my opinions or what anyone else thinks, he's worth an ad. There's not too many tight ends going around. Even in a 10-team league, he's worth a stash. I have OJ Howard. I'm probably going to start Chris Herndon regardless. OJ Howard has been so bad in my couch league. Then we have Gerald Everett, who I started started last week in a 20-team league. And for those of you that sometimes wonder why I don't have more players in the beginning on these waiver pickups, that's because you're in a 14 league. Like, you're in a shallow league. And some people are actually in a 20-team league, a 32-team league, 16-team league, and watch these videos. So I try to hit on all points. If a player's owned in 80% of leagues, it's highly unlikely they're going to be on my waiver video. Gerald Everett, he's been kind of breaking out this year, doing very well, getting a lot of targets. Rams offense has been okay. Hunter Henry, I don't have him ranked higher because the man's played half a game in 2 years. Just temper expectations. Of course, I would add him and stash him, but I'm not ranking him number one because he's not playing this week. So I try to keep in mind short-term ads, stashes, long-term ads. I try to weigh that all and rank them the best I can. So of course, Hunter Henry could be number one option, but like I said, not ranking him number one because he's not playing this week. Probably won't play next week either. Now we're getting into more deeper league territories. We have Jared Cook going against the Jags. Jason Witten has got 4 targets every single game he's played. Exactly. Never 3, never 5. It's just been 4 targets per game. He's been Mr. Consistent, just not Mr. Yak, just not Mr. Upside. Tyler Eifert going against the Ravens. Of course, Eifert does very poorly against the Cardinals when we think he's going to ball out. Maybe he does well when the matchup's not as great. You know how these tight ends go. Then we have Noah Fant, Jeff Swain, because James O'Shaughnessy is out for the rest of the season with a torn ACL. Tyler Higbee, the other tight end for the Rams. Vernon Davis, who could be a great pickup if he does play, but he did suffer a concussion. He may not. If he's not there, then we have Jeremy Sprinkle, who just can't be trusted. We have Hayden Hurst. Remember, Mark Andrews is not 100%. Just keep tabs on him. Hayden Hurst has actually been getting a decent amount of targets. Mike Gesicki has been getting 3.7 targets per game on average. Dallas Goedert, Ricky Seals-Jones, Irv Smith, Rhett Ellison with Evan Ingram out, Ryan Izzo or Matt Lacoste, and I think Izzo is the better pass-catching tight end. But I don't know. That's why I'm ranking him so low. If I just had to pick one or the other, I'd go with Izzo and see what he's got. Maybe a little bit of upside. Maybe they start using him more. But then once we have a sure lock and know what the Patriots are doing, they'll surely switch it up and screw us fantasy owners. That's what the Patriots do. That's one thing we can rely on that the Patriots will do to us. And then we have Cameron Brate, the other tight end for the Bucks. But he's probably better than O.J. Howard. For defenses, if Mason Rudolph is out, well, Big Ben's out, that's for sure. And Jalen Samuels is out. This could be a really good streaming defense. Problem is, in your league, most people have started the Chargers D the last couple weeks, and I don't think they're going to be dropping them after Mason Rudolph took that hit. We have the Washington defense, which is risky, going against the Dolphins. Ravens going against the Bengals. Could really rank the Ravens number 1 or number 2. I really do trust the Ravens D against the Bengals. Should be a low-scoring game. Should be a good game. Bengals, they should have their backs against the wall and probably screw up one way or another. Broncos D going against the Titans. I like the Broncos D this week because they are at home. Another low-scoring game. 49ers D, I'm starting them regardless of the matchup. They're just amazing. Nick Bosa is so amazing that he puts fear into the other offense. He improves that entire D-line. He improves that entire defense. What a draft pick by the Niners. Now, temper expectations because they're going up against a real team now, not the Boo-Boo Browns. And this game could be high scoring. Still, Niners, how do you not like them as a starter every week, as a long-term ad? This is like the one defense where you don't need to stream them. Like they're good long-term. They're good every week. Them and the Patriots. Them and the Bears. That's about it, though. Tight ends going against the Broncos in a low-scoring game. And the Jets D, I ranked super high, not because of who they face the next couple weeks. They face the Cowboys and Patriots. But after that, look at this. 3 weeks from now, Dolphins, Giants, Washington, Raiders, Bengals, Dolphins. If Darnold is healthy and this defense keeps improving and Bell stays healthy, I think this defense is going to be a super sleeper. They're going to definitely be streamed, and they do face the Dolphins twice. And I like to get ahead of the curve and get them right now. If you're in a league with a shallow bench, you can't afford to stash them. Don't do that. But you got 7 or more bench spots, try to stash them, see what happens. I know you guys have some crappy players on your bench anyways. Might as well have the Jets D, somewhat of a talented defense. They do face the Dolphins twice. Then we have the Dolphins going against Washington. Super risky. But hey, if you're in a deep league, you might have to do some things. Panthers going against the Bucks. Packers going against the Lions. And Jaguars going against the Saints. It was really difficult to rank defenses and kickers this week. Cowboys going against the Jets. Keep in mind Darnold is back. Seahawks going against the Browns. Well, we can rank these a little higher maybe, but still risky. Eagles D going against the Vikings in a low-scoring game. Steelers D going against the Chargers. Saints D going against the Jags. Bucks D going against the Panthers, and Lions D going against the Packers. Did my best to rank them, and I do have the Lions there because Devontae Adams might miss week 6. For kickers, we have the Patriots kicker at number 1. It's a home game. Patriots should have the lead from right when the ball kicks off. Constantly getting in field goal range and having a lead, settling for field goals should be expected for this Thursday night football game for the Patriots. Kami Fairbairn is back. The Texans are going against the Chiefs, and really, like I said, it's so hard to rank these kickers, but still be thankful that you can add it just about any one of these, and they should do good. There are kickers for you to add if you need one. Jason Myers going against the Browns, he is very accurate. Matt Bryant going against the Cardinals, this should be a high-scoring game. Lots of opportunities for both kickers in this game, including Zane Gonzalez, the Cardinals kicker. Robbie Gould, he's always good, and the Niners played a perfect game week 5 except for special teams, so please get this place holding and just fix these silly special teams mistakes, because Robbie Gould's been one of the most accurate kickers of all time. Just get it together, guys, and he'll be good every week. Joey Sly going against the Bucks. This game is in London. Chase McLaughlin, they really need Mike Badgley back, but they did go get a kicker. He's going against the Steelers. Josh Lambo, Brandon McManus, Mason Crosby, Matt Gay, Dustin Hopkins, Matt Prater, Jake Elliott, Dan Bailey, Brett Maher, and Sam Ficken. Make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel. I will be having that Couch Fam fantasy contest up real soon. You don't want to miss it, so make sure you tune into all the videos I come out with. Make sure you subscribe to our second channel, Fantasy Couch Podcast. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Dislike if you did not, and I'll catch you on the next video / live stream.